Chaliye, moving ahead. And I reiterate, friends, from the discussion we just had, the most salient from the exam point of view is the distinction between caste and varna. Right? Now let us try to appreciate the relationship between caste and class. How are caste and class different from each other? So class society, say modern industrial society, is considered as characterized by class as a system of social stratification. Traditional Indian society, on the other hand, is characterized by caste as the system of social stratification. So clearly both are systems of social stratification, but quite different from each other. How are the two different? The most significant difference between caste as a stratification system and class as a stratification system is in terms of social mobility. Is social mobility permitted in the caste system? No. Is it permitted in the class system? The answer is yes. The class system permits, encourages and provides avenues for social mobility, while the caste system provides no mechanism for social mobility and prohibits it. So, in sociology, those societies which do not permit social mobility are referred to as closed society, or it is a closed social system, while those societies which permit social mobility are known as an open social system. So, caste is closed. In other words, it does not permit social mobility, while class is open. In other words, class permits, encourages, facilitates, provides avenues for social mobility. Both are hierarchical. But the class system is a hierarchy of what? Class is a hierarchy of what? When we say upper class, middle class, and lower class, these social groups are arranged in order of increasing what? It is a hierarchy of wealth. In contrast, the caste system is a hierarchy of what? Ritual rank or purity. Where do you find the caste system? Or let me change the question. Where do you find the class system? In which part of the world do you find class as a system of social stratification? In every society. So the class system is universal. In every society you have rich people, middle class people and poor people. Or in every society people can be hierarchically arranged in terms of different amounts of wealth that they possess. In contrast, the caste system is prevalent in which society? It is considered as being prevalent uniquely in Indian society. What is the basis of the caste system, or where is the legitimacy, the origins of the caste system? It is in the scriptures of Hinduism. So there is a religious basis in the scriptures of Hinduism for the caste system, while the class system does not have its origins or basis in religious scriptures. Yes, what we mean by social mobility, just to clarify if it is not clear, social mobility means can people move up and down the hierarchical scale? If I am born lower class, can I become middle class? The answer is yes. A chai wala can become a Pradhan Mantri. From the log cabin, one can reach up to the White House. But does the caste system permit social mobility? The answer is no. Every person is confined to the class of his birth. In one of these systems, the members are more strongly, they are aware of their identity as a member of that group. Which identity are we more clearly, unambiguously and strongly to be associated with? Our class identity or caste identity? Clearly, friends, one's self-identification with caste is very clear and stronger than one's affiliation with one's class. Very honestly, I know for a fact that many of my students belong to the upper class. But we tend to, for various reasons, we tend to identify with the middle class, though we actually belong to the upper class. So there may be confusion as regards to which class do we belong to. But there is very rarely a confusion regarding the caste to which one belongs to. Okay, so one's sense of identification with one's caste is very strong and clear, while the same sense of identification with one's class may not be so clear. Members of one, what rule ensures the continued prevalence of the caste system? Endogamy. Every member of the caste must marry another member of the same caste. So caste is endogamous. What about class? Can you marry across class boundaries? Can a poor girl marry a rich boy? Clearly, yes. So there is no very strict rule of endogamy in class society, while it is strictly observed in caste society. So what do we write here? Should I write exogamy? No, that will be incorrect. Okay, I was just testing your fundamentals. It doesn't mean class is exogamous. You do not have to necessarily, as a rule, marry outside your class. It simply means there is no rule of endogamy strictly practiced in class society. Again, there is very clear and strict rules governing inter-caste social intercourse. Whom you can give food to in exchange or is given with, right? Very clearly defined for caste. Do you also have equally strict rules governing interaction between classes? Do you forget others? Do you belong to a particular class? Presumably you are middle class. Have you had friends from a different class background, significantly poorer than you or significantly richer than you, in school, in college? Clearly, yes. So, social interaction between classes is not so rigidly regulated. And here you have very strong penal provisions or punishments meted out for violating those rules, which is not so the case in class society. So, caste society very minutely regulates social intercourse, which is not there in case of class society. Membership of caste is determined how? By birth. So caste is an ascribed status. While class, what kind of a status is class? It is an achieved status. Can we then conclude, friends, that caste and class are two clearly opposite kinds of social systems? The answer to that is no. Despite these clear differences, the two systems are not poles apart. See, the main point of difference between the two systems is the first one, namely that caste system is considered as closed because it prohibits mobility, and class system is considered as open because it permits mobility. However, friends, various researches, studies, and reports indicate that no system is entirely closed and no system is entirely open. In other words, even in the caste system, some degree of social mobility is possible. It is not completely closed. The position we had taken earlier, it was a sort of a oversimplification. But scholars, by and large, would contend that no system is entirely closed, including the caste system. And the class system also has certain degree of closure. It is not entirely open. For example, in paper 1, when we study, it will become clear how even in modern industrial societies, the Western societies like America, those who are born poor, they have a greater chance to remain stuck in poverty. So where you end up, even in the class society, modern industrial society, where you end up, the amount of money you will have as an adult greatly depends on the class of origin or in which class you are born. If you are born to poor parents, there is a good chance you will remain poor. So even the American society is not fully open. And we will study or have already studied certain reports and studies to come to that conclusion. And what we will study as we proceed, how in the caste system, social mobility is possible. So let us try to appreciate that. Okay. Please give the heading: Mobility and Dynamism in the Caste System. Mobility and Dynamism in the Caste System. We began with the assumption, friends, that I was born a Baniya and I will die a Baniya. So one can't really change one's caste. Therefore, we had banished the caste system as restrictive or closed, which is not an entirely correct understanding of the caste system. Now I will show you how to become a Brahmin. Please appreciate, friends, in caste society, social mobility is a feature or has been a feature historically as well as in contemporary times. There are various ways through which mobility is possible in the caste system. As follows. One is by acquisition of political power. Acquisition of political power. Please make running notes. So, friends, what has happened throughout India's history, that people from numerous diverse castes, including the so-called lower castes, they have acquired political power, and after having acquired political power, they have claimed for themselves Kshatriya status. By acquiring political power, I repeat, by acquiring political power, numerous castes have claimed Kshatriya status, thereby improving their rank in the ritual hierarchy. what we are discussing is various ways of mobility and dynamism in the caste system. So caste system is not as ossified or rigid as prohibiting mobility as is conventionally claimed. Throughout history and today, it continues to have various ways in which mobility is possible. For example, friends, historian K.M. Panikar, he has written that the Shishunag dynasty, were the last born Kshatriyas. After them, all the dynasties, or most of the dynasties which have followed, they had lower class origins, and once they acquired political power, they claimed to be Kshatriyas. The Shishunags existed before the Nanda dynasty. In fact, in Puranic literature, Mahapadma Nanda, the founder of the Nanda dynasty, is referred to as the slayer of all Kshatriyas. So Nandas allegedly had lower caste origins, followed by Mauryas. Mauryas also apparently had lower caste origins. So there have been numerous non-Kshatriya ruling dynasties. There have been Gurjar kings and Marathas, with the accent of Shivaji. There have been Jat kingdoms. There have been Gupta rulers. So acquisition of political power throughout Indian history has been an important avenue for mobility in the caste system. In this one, Nitin Sangwan, it is wrongly mentioned that according to Panikar, Nandas were the last born Kshatriyas, okay? Which is incorrect. According to Panikar, Shishunag were the last kind of born Kshatriyas. So make that correction. Another avenue for social mobility has been by becoming close to the rulers. So by becoming close to the ruling dynasty and enjoying their political patronage, several castes have elevated their social rank. The classic example is that of the Kayasts. Members of the Kayast caste, they are scribes or accountants, men of pen. That is their traditional occupation. They were scribes and accountants, writers, accountants. So they served various, so according to some scholars, Kayasts had lower caste or Shudra origins, but then they served successive rulers. By maintaining a close relationship with the rulers and through their political patronage, gradually they improved their rank from Shudra status to twice born or Dvij status, to a higher status. Kayast, those who use the surnames like Srivastav, Mathur, Amitabh Bachchan is a Kayast. Thirdly, okay, just to clarify, I use the term Dvij in the context of Kayast. In the Varna Vyavastha, the Brahmin, Kshatriya and Vaishya, these three Varna are known as Dvij Varna, while Shudras are not Dvij. Dvij means what? It literally means twice born. So these three Varnas are considered as twice born, while Shudras are once born. All of us are born once through the womb of the mother. The members of these castes are born again. What is the second birth? It is the Upanayan ceremony or the sacred thread ceremony. When the Upanayan ceremony is conducted, that is considered as a second birth. So now when is the sacred ceremony conducted? Sacred thread ceremony? When a child is initiated into education. So only members of the first three Varnas were permitted to access education. Shudras were prohibited. So only the members of Brahmin, Kshatriya and Vaishya Varna could undergo the Upanayan ceremony. Therefore, they were known as Dvij Varna. So Kayast, originally, it is contended had Shudra origins, but then by being close to the ruling dynasty, they elevated themselves to a Dvij Varna level. Which Dvij Varna? Some Kayast in some parts of the country claim to be Brahmins, while others claim to be, in other parts of the country, they claim to be Kshatriyas. So we just leave it like they claim or they rose to the Dvij Varna level. Okay. So by being close to the rulers and enjoying political patronage, some castes may elevate their social rank. Third, by renunciation. By renunciation. Renunciation means what? Tyag in Hindi. To give up worldly attachments, right? That is renunciation. Tell me, friends, what is the caste of sadhus? The men who renounce worldly attachments. They are not Brahmin, as many of you are suggesting. They are beyond caste in a way. They are beyond the pale of caste society. There's a popular Hindi saying that Jat na pucho sadhu ki, that you do not ask a sadhu his caste. He is beyond caste. So, through renunciation, when an individual gives up worldly attachments, possessions, and becomes a sannyasi, he is elevated to a supra-Brahminic status. So, he is respected even more than a Brahmin priest. So, Indian society greatly values renunciation of material possessions and worldly attachments, family life, etc. So people from numerous castes, including the so-called lower castes, through renunciation, they have been able to elevate their social position. the colonial period, a new avenue for caste mobility emerged. Friends, please appreciate talking about renunciation. Even a Shudra and numerous Shudras have become sannyasis, right? Anyways, so you have kind of escaped the stranglehold of caste by taking sannyas, right? Now, during colonial rule, a new avenue for social mobility emerged. What was that new avenue? The census operations conducted by the British. When the British collected information for the census, they also noted down the caste, along with noting down the relative position of a caste in the local hierarchy. So the British Indian government would officially rank different castes hierarchically. So what happened? During the census operations, numerous caste groups started petitioning the British Indian government, claiming a higher status in the ritual hierarchy than what was conventionally assigned to them. In order to substantiate their claims that they belong to a higher ritual status, many castes would often fake genealogies, tracing their descent from great kings, warriors, or mythological characters. Now, if such a claim was accepted by the British government, it meant official endorsement, right? So that became a new avenue for social mobility. I repeat, during census operations conducted by the British Indian government, various castes petitioned the officials claiming a higher ritual status. To substantiate their claims, they faked genealogies. Genealogy means from whom they are descended, and claimed descent from great warriors, princes, rulers, or mythological figures. Another way of mobility in the caste system is Sanskritization. Sanskritization. Sanskritization means what, friends? Now this term I will dictate also, but just hear me out first. Sanskritization, this concept was developed by M.N. Srinivas. What it means? Or let me put it this way. Initially he developed a concept known as Brahminization. Now what was Brahminization? Srinivas found that several lower castes were imitating the lifestyle of the local Brahmins. Why they were imitating the lifestyle of the local Brahmins? So that they could claim a status which was closer to the Brahmins. So by following a Brahminical lifestyle, they could attempt to elevate their social position or improve their social rank. Later on, he found that it was not only the Brahmins who were being imitated. Those who were being imitated could be any of the Dvij castes. So instead of the term Brahminization, he used the term Sanskritization. That imitating the higher castes, the lower castes are adopting their lifestyle, their rituals, their language, mannerisms, their way of life, their food habits, and so on and so forth. So these were elements of Sanskritic culture that were being imitated by the lower castes. And for this phenomena, Srinivas uses the term Sanskritization. So say there are 10 castes, okay, or 20 castes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, okay, L, M. These are the 10, 20 castes in a local area in Haryana, in a village in Haryana. Now, I starts to adopt the lifestyle of B. Why he does so? So that he can claim, see, we are closer to B in our lifestyle than H is. Therefore, B should be placed above H. Which leads to what? Improvement in the ritual rank of the caste. So, for example, if the higher castes are vegetarian, while the lower castes were also eating non-vegetarian food, then I begins to Sanskritize. It will do what? It may possibly give up eating non-vegetarian food and it will adopt a vegetarian lifestyle. If they go to, pilgrimage to distant places, like Ayodhya or Kashi or Mathura or Haridwar, which is very distant from our village, I also may start visiting these sites of pilgrimage. So various such elements of Sanskritic culture would be imbibed by the lower caste, which is imitating the lifestyle of a higher caste. This is what is Sanskritization. Please note down. Sanskritization. According to M.N. Srinivas, Sanskritization refers to the process by which a lower caste or tribe, takes up or imitates the rituals, customs, beliefs, rites, R-I-T-E-S, rites, language, and lifestyle of the Brahmins or other higher castes, in bracket, these write frequently Dwij Varna castes. In bracket, these write usually Dwij Varna castes. Bracket close. In order to improve their ritual rank. In order to improve their ritual rank. Next paragraph. For example, a Sanskritizing lower caste may adopt vegetarianism and give up alcohol consumption. In imitation of the local Brahmins. It may start wearing dhoti and tilak. Dhoti, footwear, tilak, in a style similar to the local Brahmins. It may start performing the sacred thread ceremony and going to pilgrimage to important holy sites. A Sanskritizing lower caste may start using Sanskritic concepts like, I repeat, a Sanskritizing lower caste may start using Sanskritic concepts like dharma, karma, moha maya, papa punya in its everyday vocabulary. Full stop. In imitation of higher castes, the lower caste may withdraw its women from working outside the home, develop patriarchal joint family. I repeat, in imitation of the higher castes, a Sanskritizing lower caste may withdraw its women from work outside the home. They may develop the patriarchal joint family system and adopt practices like dowry. Okay? This is about Sanskritization. So simply by imitating higher castes, it's not so simple, but one of the ways in which mobility can be attained in the caste system is by copying the lifestyle, the food habit, the clothing style, the rituals, the family patterns of the higher castes. Now friends, one question that arises: is it a relevant concept today? Or is it a thing of the past? One school of thought is simply that we are now modernizing, westernizing, and not Sanskritizing. So may I be high caste or low caste, the symbols of Brahminical or Sanskritic culture, they are no more of a appeal. We now are westernizing. So now what is the status symbol? It is not the Brahminical tilak, but gadgets or fancy jeans or English language. In other words, Sanskritization mattered and was pursued in the past, but is no more, a process in contemporary Indian society. You tell me, friends, from your experience, what is your take as casual observers of the social scene? Are the more salient processes are possibly westernization and modernization? We are now wearing jeans, speaking English, pursuing modern education. Or is Sanskritization still relevant? And then Srinivas interestingly explored this dimension. Okay, so he gave the concept of westernization. Westernization meaning the impact of our cultural contact with the British. Right? So the introduction of modern technology like railways and telephone and telegraph, the modern education system, all those things combined, modern values of equality, liberty. Srinivas was of the view that westernization has not cancelled out Sanskritization. It has not even de-accelerated or slowed down Sanskritization. No doubt westernization is taking place. It started off during the colonial period, and after independence also it has been carried forward. But if anything, westernization has only accelerated the process of Sanskritization rather than slowing it down. Westernization has not replaced or reduced or slowed down the process of Sanskritization. On the contrary, westernization has led to an increased pace of Sanskritization. For instance, friends, compared to 300 or 500 years ago, fewer masses or lower caste people are going to pilgrimage today or more? You tell me. Way more people are going to pilgrimage to Vaishno Devi, to Haridwar, to various holy places. Why? Thanks to the railways. So modern technology, transportation systems like railways have significantly lowered the cost of travel, the time taken. Thereby, so railways is a product of Westernization and it has facilitated Sanskritization, or say pilgrimage to places of worship. Earlier, or in pre-railway times, pre-modern times, lower castes simply could not afford the luxury, the time taken, the cost involved to undertake these pilgrimages. But now, pilgrimage has become that much more easy, convenient, shorter time required, that numerous people or the masses are now flocking to the pilgrimage sites. Likewise, the printing press, what it did, it made access to Sanskritic literature or scriptural knowledge within the reach of the ordinary person. So earlier transmission of knowledge was oral, thereby monopolized by the Brahmins. Now the printed word could be read by anybody. Moreover, the modern education system introduced by the British, that also laid open education to all castes and communities. So, Westernization, or more recently friends, irrespective of your caste. Now I presume several members of our sociology study group belong to various castes, including the lower castes, okay, those which will be conventionally classified lower. But are you aware of the content of the scriptures or the great epics? Are you aware of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata? Yes, we all are. Most of us are. Have we read those texts? We have not, yet we are aware. How? Thanks to television serials. Right? So, television channels have deemed Sanskritic culture or content, whether it is through these religious sermons being kind of churned out by Babas, Devis, Mataranis, Matas, or it is through religious serials like Ramayana and Mahabharata on national television. So, the story of Ramayana and Mahabharata has reached the ordinary person, including many from the lower castes. So television, radio, printing press, modern education, railways, all of which are products of Westernization, have immensely contributed to hastening the pace of Sanskritization. I don't say that according to M.N. Srinivas. Srinivas gives another interesting explanation. How Westernization has aided or facilitated Sanskritization. You tell me friends, when the Indian society was exposed to Western culture, say broadly during the colonial period, who were the first